Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging, a war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
The freedom was what I was searching for. I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Domaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fit bastards.
I shall not see a world that will be dear to me. Woods without fruit, fishless seas. I am Fiach of the Rowan. Trouble's coming, and as per usual, I have to be right in the middle of it. Guess it's what I signed on for. Not that I had much choice in the matter.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lore you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call. Very excited to be here this week. Very excited, well, as always, but also for a special reason. Join us. I'm sure she appreciates being called a special reason. But she will join us at the break mark, and so get ready for that. We've been teasing up to it. We actually have blatantly told you if you follow our social media stuff. So you can look out for the incredible Lady Dave joining us after we come back from break. But until then, you are stuck with our normal crew. I'm very sorry. You'll get over it. I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this game. I'm your guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Damaris. And I am joined, as always, by these lovely folks, this intrepid crew. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, say a little bit about their characters, and then we'll jump into the game. But before that, I do want to emphasize, as I try to do as often as possible, because I want to support these people the best way that we can. And the way that we do that here at Sword Key is through Tally. So if you are thinking of tipping this incredible cast and our crew for the amazing work that they do, which they put in a lot of effort to this, I can't emphasize that enough. Typically you would go through Twitch, and if you do, you still can. We're not stopping you. It's much appreciated. It goes towards the channel, but we much more prefer that you go through our Pally link. Pally takes whatever you donated, doesn't take the cut that Twitch does, and evenly distributes it based on shares the tip you gave, evenly distributes it to all of the players and crew. It's a fantastic tool that we found, and it shows your appreciation in a financial way should you be able to do so. If you do, there are also incentives. There are goals that you can hit where you can give advantages, crits, even things called a black spot, which is an extra complication to the game that is already a little complicated. And to balance that out, if you do give a black spot, I am contractually obligated to sing a sea shanty. I don't think I've said that the last couple of weeks. So just to make sure that I have that out there for contractual reasons. That said, let's go around and have these lovely folks say a little bit about themselves. I don't actually know who is first on the screen, so I'm going to go with whoever's first on my personal Zoom call. So, Kaila, won't you mind, if you don't mind starting us out? I know, I'm sorry.
I was so not ready. It's fine. First and foremost, as you can hear, I don't sound normal. I don't know what's going on. We're hanging in there. Scarlet doesn't have an accent today. I apologize in advance for what sounds like me going through puberty again. But hi, hello. I am Kaila. I play our lovely murder mermaid, Scarlet Shores, the captain of the, for now, Bloodhound, who uses she/her pronouns.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kaila. I did actually get my screen up. So, Mare, if you don't mind taking up next.
Hello, I am Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am playing Acacia, your amazing soul knife rogue, star druid centaur Acacia, who is. I don't have a thing today on what she is because I'm having a brain fart, but that's me.
Yeah, Star Druid Rogue. Absolutely. We'll get some more adjectives in there. Thank you, Mare.
I need to get
Eva.
titles.
Yeah, all the titles.
Gotta catch them
Eva.
all. Hi, I am Eva, she, her, and I am playing Winnie, also she, her, today, who is your, wily, maybe, sea elf alchemical artificer. I think that's it for her at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. I understand my mic might be going in and out. I think my Yeti cord is on its last legs, and I was not able to install my Shure microphone over the past week. So I will do my best. We will test some things out. I'm not sure if I have an alternative, but we'll do our best here. So bear with me. Mikyl, if you don't mind.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I am playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer Paladin of the Guardian of the Infinite Seas Oath. I'm here. Feeling
You
great.
sure are. See, when I give you all titles, you can't even remember them. So, I mean, what are you?
I remembered my title.
There's so many.
Special thank you, as always, to Mikyl for doing the incredible artwork that you see on the screen and the incredible artwork that you will see even more of after the break. Hey, well, I believe we have a recap prepared by Mare. So, Mare, if you don't mind taking it away.
We all do have one title that I don't think we've really utilized, and that's Killer of God. Godslayer.
There you go. Yeah.
Depends how much attention we want to bring to ourselves, which me, not so much. Anyway. Recap. So last week on Horizon's Call, Winnie returned from her trip with her scavenger friends, along with souvenirs for both Scarlet, Acacia, and Proximus, and also adopted some new friends and brought them to the island. After some reconnections and so on and so forth, we all had a nice little sit down where we discussed Rahlon's offer, as well as Acacia telling everyone that, hey, the elders might not actually be dead. Let's reevaluate what we want to do. And from what I understand, we're still figuring all of that out. But in the meantime, we have decided to tentatively trust Rahlon and go with his offer and continue to find the pieces of this elder ancient artifact. And speaking of, we got a summons from him where we continue to talk about that, and we are getting our first assignment on finding that first ring. So we talked about that. Scarlet stayed behind a little bit to talk to him about fuck all who knows what. And that's where we're picking up. Nice and simple.
Nice and simple. Yeah, it was a 3-hour episode, but when you kind of compact it down, like a lot happened, but
not really.
When you simplify it, yeah, I don't know. You know,
There was a lot of chatting.
Yeah,
Good.
we
We
had a lot
needed
of
it.
conversation.
It's like you can sit with somebody in a cafe and talk for 10 hours, but when you get home, you're like,
We
oh, yeah, we
had
just talked.
existential crises over the tentacle daddy in the sky and the worm daddy in the sea.
So
we got
many crises.
Skyworm Daddy
I know.
and Seaworm Daddy.
It's great.
Oh wait, are we doing nap time? We didn't do nap time
No.
last session. Did we decide not to do it?
What is nap time?
Why do you sound like this is something we didn't discuss?
Because you didn't discuss it by that term, and to me, this is Winnie's term for a short rest. So I just need I need to know what you mean by nap time.
It's where Acacia gets drunk and takes us on a little psychedelic trippy trip to go meet a new friend.
That's right.
I think
I have
Acacia
decided
against
against
it.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
I thought about it, and then out of character, I'm just like, Acacia really doesn't want to do that with all of y'all yet, so I have something else planned.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, she dragged you yahoos once. It was once is enough.
By accident. And
It was completely accident. We all hated it.
we all hated it.
None of us had a good time.
Don't worry, in these next couple episodes, there will be
It was an
alternative
interesting
done.
time.
That's very nice of Winnie to say. Fantastic. Well, as we pick back up, I don't want to get too far in the week because somebody has a deadline to hit, like with Scarlet. But I want to know that, I am anticipating that it's going to take about a week for you all to get your ships ready, your crews back on board, get everybody ready to go out on this mission. So what does this week look like for everybody? So we'll just go ahead and go around. Acacia, any plans for the week? Any preparations you wanted to make before leaving? What did we call this? We called this Phoenix Landing? Ascension Island?
Ascension Island,
Ascension
Phoenix
Isle.
Landing.
Phoenix
Yeah.
Ascension
Landing
Isle,
of
yeah.
No,
Ascension
Isle. I thought it was
Yes.
Isle. Yeah.
It is
Isle.
Isle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have also newly named the town. That's not something something I want to make sure I have marked in this video. The island's name is Ascension Isle. The town that the Corrin refugees reside in now is Phoenix Landing. There. Future
It's
me,
official.
you're welcome. Yeah.
It's
You're welcome
canon.
for your notes.
Don't forget to update the map.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, what would Acacia be doing in that week's time?
I am assisting the crew of the Redemption, getting
Mhm.
everything we need together, and just doing more practicing druid stuff in all aspects, which includes listening but not reaching out yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing
Are you doing
mechanical.
solo practicing, or are you practicing with like Brenna or anybody else?
If it's star stuff, solo practicing. If it's like general druid stuff, I'll be with Brenna.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I would say in that time, absolutely getting your feet, however many feet those happen to be, and however whether they are pawed or clawed or hoofed or bird taloned. You absolutely are getting much better acquainted with your wild shaping forms, and also some of the newer magics and spells that have kind of inherited in a sort of way.
Also, what does everyone else think of the renames? Of the island
the
and the town?
citizenry.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
in general.
I would say, in the way that there will always be, a Bodie McBoatface vote. There will always be somebody out there that's just, they're right. It's probably Gustip who's like, yeah, Butts Landing. I would say the consent.
Can I do that?
You absolutely can, yeah.
Butts Landing, it's good.
It's what butts do.
We make a little him and Brenna.
Yeah.
I'm not Brenna. God,
Laurel?
our guest.
Dave's
Oh,
character.
His character.
Yes, Brigid. Yes.
Brigid.
Yes. Fantastic. So I would say the consensus for everybody is it's a pretty good name. New Korra did seem a little in poor taste, and we're trying to attract other people, and it sets us apart from anywhere else. And phoenixes are cool. They're neat birds.
So overall
so-
positive.
Overall positive. Yeah, I would say that there has been a signpost that has been placed into the sand. People are starting to incorporate the name into like their businesses or like their mailing addresses, I suppose. And yeah, I would say that people are definitely looking at other parts of the island to perhaps utilize should the population grow even more than it is.
Cool beans.
Okay. Winnie. What is Winnie doing?
Winnie is hard at work. Kind of out. I'm sorry, Proximus. We determined that we're pretty much neighbors, I think. And almost immediately, Winnie has become, not intentionally, it just like, we haven't had enough time really to like build outbuildings, right? Or sheds or anything, or garages. So Winnie is sort of the neighbor right now who has like an old car up on blocks in front of her house because she has some stonework outside in the yard that she's working on, but she's kind of like, there's like pieces all over the place, so it's like a lot of broken masonry, and I don't think it's a very like popular corner of the island at the moment. So you might be the only one, and anyone who comes over to Winnie's house obviously would see it, but like she's just out there chiseling, everyday chiseling, because she doesn't want to make anyone else do it, but she really wants to leave like a mark on the island that like would do some good. So she is working on like a fountain centerpiece
In her front yard?
Well, yeah, she'll move it later. She doesn't want to take up room in the, I mean, it's not massive. We're not talking like Trevi Fountain or anything.
Okay. I'm wondering how big of a fountain is Winnie? I'm not questioning.
It's the centerpiece. Like, so like she'll piece it together with the actual fountain later. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So something that Winnie could maybe get Proximus to carry across the sandy island.
Oh gosh, it would probably be too heavy for that, for just Proximus. Although he is very strong.
Okay.
I mean, you could try it, but I'm sure we know someone around here that knows like levitate, or I'm sure there are some easy
the magic
ways.
is absolutely, that's how the Egyptians built the pyramids. Absolutely.
Yeah. Not quite that big. Like, could you imagine a pyramid-sized little Jeffrey? No, that'd be ridiculous. But it is a very like
I'm
Roman...
reminded that enlarged spells stack.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
she could just shrink it. That's smart.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And then
Any
Proximus
preparation you wanted to do for your trip?
No.
Proximus, as you now have a nosy neighbor, any preparations that you would like to make?
I explicitly said
leaving
she
town?
wasn't nosy.
I feel like
Fair
Proximus is actually like next to the window looking out, like, what is she doing over there? No, I definitely wouldn't even be there. I would probably be closer to the Redemption. I would be working with Connery on maybe different sailing patterns and strategies for battling specifically with the ship, and what that looks like, tacking and all the good sailboat stuff.
For sure. Go ahead and let's make a. Gosh, what do you want to call this? Like, part of me wants to say survival. It could be. Be an intelligence check. Let's go with survival unless you think you like figuring out strategies. So let's go with survival. If you have something that you think might work better, you can pitch me on it. But that's kind of where I'm landing.
Nah, I think that's probably a good one. Ooh, that's really good. 16 total.
Yeah. So what you're picking up from Connery, because your ship is not a normal ship, it has magical enhancements to it. So he's talking to you about how different ship patterns typically fight each other, especially ships in this day and age, which have cannons. You kind of have to like broadside another ship. And the danger in that is that they can broadside you at the exact same time. It used to be that ships could ram each other. You do have a ram installed, so he does present that. But he also talks about, the thing about ramming is, again, you're hitting the side that has all the cannons. You're going to get less damage because you're slimmer. But the big point that he makes is you can cut the wind of any ship that doesn't have sails like yours, because your sails are always full of wind. So it's important to find another ship and cut its wind, prevent it from actually moving forward, and then maneuver around it, basically firing. And you can surround a ship, circle a ship, and fire on it. In addition to having your whatever your like wave thing, it makes it difficult terrain for the other ship as well.
For the other ship.
So you can, so you can trap a ship and just circle around it, firing your cannons at it.
For the
until
audience
they either give
watching,
up or
this was off the top of his head, and he's giving us sailing tactics. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm here for.
I love it.
You don't have the highest level of armament, so that is something to worry about as well. As there absolutely are ships out there like the Bloodhound, which does have mortars, which was a big issue when you all were fighting against it. You know, that was a bigger ship, had better munitions, but it's about getting close, and it's about outmaneuvering the other ship, which is a big thing that you did with the Bloodhound. You took its sails out, and then from there, you could have maneuvered around it. You could have like shot the front, shot the back, and worked that way. So, presenting that as you all take to the seas, and I have heard requests out of game for piracy, throwing it out there. Anything else you wanted to do?
I think I would, in the week, at one point in time, go down, see Honey, check on her, make sure she has enough rations for everything. If not, I would do some fishing for that. Also, I want to stop by and talk to Constance.
Okay. Stopping by at Honey's. Honey has absolutely enough rations. They have been fishing off the shore for a while now anyway, but when the supply ships came in to supply Phoenix Landing, some of those supplies, like salted meats, vegetables, those sorts of things that could also be preserved, were brought aboard the ship. That was kind of part of the point as well, is that for this to be a supply location for you all. So Honey is doing great. Constance, you find in the infirmary, and open the door. She is in there with her lantern-lit infirmary. The windows are, I would say that she's kind of like closed them over as she has like a lantern. She's just reading a book, and as she looks up, her like tiefling eyes kind of glint against the lantern light, and she goes, "Oh, hello."
Hello. I don't want to bother you if you are available. And he kind of walks in sheepishly, kind of like touching the like countertop, not really making eye contact.
So yeah, there's counters that line the walls, and then there's also two surgery tables, which are just flat wooden tables that have like blood stains deeply set into them. She goes, "You don't want to bother me if I'm available?"
I mean, if you're available, then never mind.
I'm just messing with you, Proximus. What can I help you with?
Yes, I really appreciate you watching over my flower while we are away. We are gone a lot. I said that it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it turns out that you pretty much raised it. So I just wanted to say thank you. And then we planted it, but I wanted to use your name as the garden name where I planted the flower, if that is okay.
That's very thoughtful of you, Proximus. I very much appreciate that. It honestly grew itself. I think that was the nice thing about the plant. It reminded me a little bit of home, so I would be honored if you were to name the garden after.
That is excellent. Also, if I was to get a present for someone like you, a surgeon, what would I get? Do you know?
Perhaps some medical books, which are always helpful. Some clean whites, which are always nice for, soaking up the blood and whatnot. Some nice surgery knives, always good. Or just a resupply of health potions, which seem to go so very quickly on ships like these.
That makes sense, yes. Okay, thank you so much. I will talk to you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Awkwardly walking out.
It's how people enter and exit the infirmary, is awkwardly. Okay, Scarlet. what does your week look like?
I had mentioned this, I think, in back chat last session, but Marcus's to-do list that he had for the Bloodhound was finding 5 quote-unquote recruits.
Mm-hmm.
So I would hope that by recruits we definitely mean sold for forfeit.
I think he picked up on the subtext there.
I was making sure everybody else did. I say she blatantly told Marcus what she was doing and blatantly said, "You don't have to help, but I am asking for help." As well as collecting things from Rahlon if they are completed, and asking the others who are helping build the city if they would help rename the Bloodhound and get the signage in place before we set sail. All completely under wraps if possible.
Okay. I am going to deal with those in reverse order, and let me know if I missed something. It was 3 things, right? It was the 5 people, the thing from Rahlon, and renaming the okay. So in reverse order, you absolutely can go to some of the shipwrights. There's shipwrights or even carpenters, because there's plenty of carpenters still around from Anoth, from Axia, even from Hillholm, who are still working on the infrastructure of buildings. Plenty of buildings are still just being made of wood in general. And you absolutely can hire a couple of people to make typically on a ship, there is at least the name of the ship on the aft. So behind the ship, almost like a license plate. Sometimes they place it above the captain's quarters. Sometimes they will incorporate it into the side. You can do any of which. I will say that this is something that would only probably take like 10 gold in total, especially if they're doing everything. This is kind of just it's the work, the labor. They're able to get it all done. What is the new name of the Bloodhound?
To reveal the new name, I would like to ask Marcus to prepare a longboat and take him towards the backside of the ship.
Okay. He absolutely does so. And he's a little confused. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. Why are we going around the back of the ship?
There's a surprise. I know we had talked moons ago about possibly renaming the Bloodhound. And
Right.
while I understand that the Bloodhound, the name itself carries a special place, I feel like it is too tarnished to continue sailing as is with what we are trying to do.
It's a fair assessment. So
I have had it renamed.
And he does a couple more rows and comes around the back. Who's Cross? Is that correct?
Cross's Mercy.
Cross's Mercy. I'm sorry. Cross's Mercy. And you can see that in these fire genasi eyes, which smolder just a little bit of steam as just a tear wells up in the side. It's a very good name. And we shall have to honor it and celebrate it.
And we shall when we set sail for the first time at the end of the week. We will make a new name, a new rite of passage, and we will put what Brindle Kane did behind us completely.
You will have to, as captain, cast your ceremony spell then, I suppose. And find a good bottle of liquor so we may lustrate it.
I will leave that up to Winnie.
By the way, I had to relook this up. The term for essentially christening a ship is a little weird in a world that doesn't have Christianity. So the proper term is to lustrate. which is to name something in a ritualistic sort of way. So you may absolutely illustrate the ship at the end. The next thing is the item you had made from Rahlon, and I would say that that's easy enough. It appears in whatever your domicile happens to be, sitting on whatever table, whatever like main flat surface you happen to have. And it's wrapped in brown paper with twine. And there is a little like slip of paper, almost like a bookmark inside this. It's only like this big, little journal book. There are two of them. And slipped inside the first one is a slip of paper that says, give my best to the fire giants.
Son of a bitch.
As far as the 5 people, towards the end of the week, we'll say you're getting pretty close to what is the no pun intended deadline. And Marcus calls you to, I would say, a relatively isolated part of the island. It's not a place where people are building. It's not a place where people are like cultivating wood or really anything at all. Something. I'm gonna figure that out. He has 5 individuals with him. I wasn't playing for me. I will reload it. He has 5 individuals with him who are lined up, who immediately the first read you get off of them is these individuals would never set sail a day in their lives. They are 3 of them are drunk. Another 2 are staring off into the distance. 2 of the drunk ones are seeming to almost like get in a fight with one another, with the one in the middle only stopping them because of him swaying back and forth. And Marcus sees you approaching, presumably. Says, Miss, yes, your recruits, as they were. Do you have interest in knowing their names?
I think it's better if I don't.
Very well then. Gentlemen, sort of, your captain. And he averts his eyes and just starts walking away.
I will do the worm daddy's bidding.
What does that look like?
Like it always has, stripping off the captain's coat, taking at least the top layer sleeves off, and activating the name that shall not be read.
And almost in unison, head snap back, the eyes fill with ink. These silent screams. I should say there's 2 goblins, 3 humans. It will never be the same again. And if you wait after their moment of transformation is complete, these streams of black down from their eyes, out of their mouths, they turn to look at you with pure fear in their eyes. And almost bumping into each other, they scramble in the sand, trying to run as far from you as possible, as far from you and as far from the ocean.
Hard to do that on an island.
Really is. Okay. With that, your week is over. It is time to disembark. Any last minute stuff?
I would like to ask Rahlon for books out of his library.
Okay. Um, you are able to get to Rollins' keep as it's being built, his tower on the hill. Still under construction, still easy enough to get inside. I mean, there's literal doors that aren't just yet. And yeah, you walk inside. He is in what you presume to be is probably going to be his library. It is a part of the building that does have a roof on it. It is rather dusty. Yet he finds himself just sitting at a chair, a wooden chair, wooden table, very simple, with books lining the walls. It's not like Beauty and the Beast kind of library. It's like he's bought like 5 of the Bob
IKEA.
bookcases from IKEA. Yeah, like it's going to be something, but he just needs a place to put the books in the meantime. And he looks up over his glasses at you. Was there an issue with your purchase?
No, other than your note. But that's not why I'm here.
Why are you here?
I need to borrow some books from you if you would allow me.
I don't have any smut in my library, Scarlet. I'm not
Bold
sure.
of you to assume I read smut.
What kind of books?
Need books on dragons.
He looks at you with this look of like, I'm sorry. What? Why? Why do you need books on dragons? What kind of dragons? What? Why?
I just need books on dragons. Whatever you have, really. I'm not picky.
Um, I have a number of tomes, both ancient and contemporary, on the history of dragons, the biology of dragons, the geopolitical state of dragons. Just whatever works. Fine.
Whatever works.
Let's start you out easy. Here is.
I don't need easy. I'm not
they're not children's
competent.
books, Scarlet. They are. I don't have anything that is simple. I mean easy as in all-encompassing and a good place to start from. I realize I am often insulting. I am more intrigued than interested in insulting you right now, so let's just move forward with that.
Then I've done my job properly.
Beautiful. This is Alexander's compendium on dragons. Alexander was an imperial gentleman who visited Terraconus around 300 years ago and wrote all that he could before his notes were, for the most part, confiscated by the state, the Terraconian state. He memorized what else he could. But you have to understand that Draconian lands are very secretive, and he smuggled out what he could. Good place to start. Oh, let's see here. Yes, this is Xenon's history of dragons, pre-Diluvian. That one should be interesting as well, especially since Terraconus didn't actually change shape as far as we can tell when the deluge happened. No one's exactly sure why. Bit of a historical mystery that I'd love to uncover myself if I ever get the chance. Those should be a good start for you, unless you also had interest in, again, biology and magics of them.
Not quite.
All right.
These two will be perfect.
And he, like, tomes, leather heavy tomes that are, at least the second one that he was talking about is handwritten. The second one seems like it has been adapted for the printing press. And he puts them both down. They are both written in common. Should you need any others, please let me know. I would be happy to facilitate any additional learning.
Don't think so. These will do just fine.
Very well.
They are going on my ship with me, so you will get them back at an unknown date.
That's all right. I've read them 10 times each.
That does not surprise me in the lightest.
Just be gentle, especially with the second one. It's kind of historically important.
I know nothing but gentle, Rahlon.
Anything else I can help you with?
No. You've been a wondrous help. Please don't piss anybody off while we're gone. We literally cannot help you from the ships.
I don't need your help. That's why I stay here.
Good call.
Right. Anything anyone else wanted to do? Okay.
Would Proximus know that notice that the ship has changed names?
I would say so. Yeah, especially as first mate, you would notice that you were no longer sailing aside the Bloodhound. But
Scarlet definitely would have told like Connery and the officers. The only one she didn't tell was Marcus.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
So Proximus would have offered to bless the ship.
Perfect. Okay. So with a ceremony then, what benefits does that give the ship?
So he flies up. I wants to make sure that everyone is there. Of course, an audience, and specifically with Scarlet and Marcus aboard. He will fly up to the name. In the name of Persona, the great guardian of the infinite seas, who protected our people from the horrors of the elemental plane of water, I bless this ship. And he touches the name, and it kind of glows across the name. And then, you touch a newly constructed or acquired ship and bless it with your fortune. For the next 30 days, all vehicles / water checks made to pilot or otherwise aid the ship are made with advantage. So
fantastic. And then to solidify this, I just need to know what bottle of whatever Winnie is smashing against the hull or mast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think something like a little champagne. Although there is no champagne region of Damaris, so I don't know what we would call it.
Sparkling wine.
A sparkling
A sparkling
wine.
halfling wine? Okay. Full of bubbles, yeah.
Yeah, but like
that's about right.
A pink sparkling wine.
Ah, fancy. Okay.
Yeah.
A fancy
Very piratey of you.
Yes.
Yahar, black sails and pink wine. That's how we say
Listen,
I
it.
actually
if
don't
it's-
know what color the sails of the crosses
wine
were.
I think we established
delicious.
they're just white sails,
Yeah.
unless you all wanted to fancy them up.
Not yet. I don't know if I'm keeping the ship yet, though I am attached.
And I think
I was gonna
ship.
say, you keep saying
the
that.
ship, please.
well, we are keeping the ship. Whether Scarlet wants to stay as captain is a different story.
Oh, I see.
Scarlet's like that one coworker that's worked there for years, and like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm about to leave.
Yep.
And they've said that for like the last 7 years.
Yep.
Any day now, I'm out of here.
I'm
They
out
touch
of
me
here.
Like that
Just
one more
let them
time.
say something
I'm
wrong.
2
yeah.
days from retirement.
Michael, far too many of us have worked at Barnes and Noble. How dare you? You can tell by who's laughing as well.
Oh, I've never worked there. I'm just think it's funny.
Just don't. It's not. Yeah, it's not great.
I think Winnie would have also made like enough to like serve, and it would be like a little like the pink is from like raspberries or something. So there's like a little.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I really want some raspberries in champagne.
Duly noted. We will do.
We have raspberries. No, we have blackberries. Dang it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Back to fake life. You all take to the seas in your respective ships. You all are planning to go to the Sea of Eternal Tempest, which is going to take you at least, what is that, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 60, 70 days at sea. So the quickest route is actually between Axia and whatever this island is that I've pulled up and have it named on the map that I have in front of me. So that is to at least get to that point. That's going to be 10, 20, about 20 days. It's going to take you 30 to actually get past Axia. So let's just talk in those 20 days. What does that look like for folks? What are we doing aboard the ships?
Does this fall in our gift exchange time?
Not just yet. That's going to be like right before you get to the Sea of Eternal Times.
Okay, cool.
We
I would
might
like to
not get to
captain-
that in this episode.
I would like to captain my ship.
You may absolutely do so. So that is the island of Shellbreak. So you're between Axia, Shellbreak, and kind of coasting around Tomar Tor, which is a trading hub, which is that smaller island, kind of just to the south of that C-shaped one, the Pac-Man. Okay, so Scarlet, how are you? Anything special you were doing to captain your ship?
Doing it with less intimidation,
Sure.
more of a I have earned your respect. She is definitely she's not afraid to step in and help where it's needed. She's not going to be all high and mighty and just stand at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
So she is getting her hands dirty. She is helping. She is stripping off the captain's coat to fucking climb ropes and whatnot if she needs to.
There is the first time that you take off your captain's coat that Marcus's eyebrows do go up a little bit. Realizes what you're doing, but yeah, no, climbing the webbing, hauling the ropes. You have some nice calluses on your little webbed fingies, and
They had formed when I was on the Redemption before we found the
Sure.
Bloodhound.
but you absolutely are captaining out of respect, and not out of fear. That's long gone. I mean, within the first couple of weeks of you sailing and these sailors not knowing what their future would be, after you left Umberlee's Eye, it has been a form of respect and people wanting to stay from then on. So you have a very loyal crew. Your officers do their check-ins every single day. You know how the infirmary is stocked. You know how, the mess hall, and how the cook is dealing with supplies. Your first mate is always there to give you a report as well, morning and evening. And
There's also some very there's what all of us do with our friends. We flirt in public with our friends, but that definitely happens with Ripley,
oh yeah,
where it's nudge,
the buff
nudge,
orc.
wink. Yeah, none of it's serious.
Yeah.
But it is public.
Yeah, there's definitely a little ass grabbing. You can't. There's no HR on a pirate ship, and as long as consent is still key. But yeah, there's one time where Ripley gets under the cheek and lifts you a couple of feet. Full orc woman, served in the Imperial Orc Navy, and just kind of sets you back down and just goes about her business. Winnie, what are you up to?
In the nighttime and whatnot, Winnie is going to be working on her mirror, which I believe she's left on the Redemption. And then during the day, I think she's going to work on sorting some of the books and cataloging what I almost said she and Jeffrey found. But the books from the city that she...
Yeah, I would say the nice thing about if you are putting them on a shelf, perfect. If you are pulling them out of Jeffrey, the nice thing about a bag of holding is it always gives you whatever item you're looking for. That means you don't have to sort them.
But I don't know what's in them until I sort them.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah. So I think she's going to sort them kind of up on deck. And spend some time with Damona.
Okay.
I feel like sorting them up in the crow's nest is probably not the best idea, but
not great for books.
No, probably on deck but out of the way as much as possible.
I was gonna say you could store them. Connery has bookshelves. The officers' quarters have bookshelves where you could store them in a place where they wouldn't be in sun and salt water.
Yeah, well, I'm not storing there. I'm sorting, like, I'm going through and,
I
like,
get what you're
making,
saying.
yeah, like a
Kind of like you've
my
got a little
Goodreads.
crisscross applesauce on the right behind the helm, and you're just like.
Yes.
Demona is a great paperweight. She helps from keeping things from flying away. Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand roll for the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Or it could be Arcana, or it could be...
No, thank you.
Yeah, it could be a couple of things. Yeah, I figured sleight of hand.
18.
Okay. Coming along. Still a ways to go. I mean, again, this thing was shattered. It's finding, like, the little pieces. Because for this mirror to have its magical effect again, it has to be exactly right. So you've got those... I mean, you might even have, like, the little jeweler's eyeglass where you're trying to figure out the exact dimensions.
Loop.
The loop.
The loop.
Yeah. It is a nightmare puzzle. But you're getting there. Couple more decent rolls, you'll be there. Kate, yes.
Sorry, last thing. I would be keeping my eye out while I'm cataloging these books for giant information.
Okay.
Just if anything comes up.
Roll me a... do you speak Dwarven, Winnie? I think we established you didn't.
I don't. That's right.
Yeah. A lot of the books that you took were in
Mostly in Dwarven.
Yeah.
Well...
You can make me a history check with disadvantage.
12... 22... 22.
Okay. 22 is still pretty good, even though you don't speak the language. So what I'm going to say is you find it's kind of like the books that you would get in high school for learning a new language, but it's about giants. So it's simple sentences that are done in the native language and then in common. So it's to teach, dwarves common. And so it's basically like, hill giants love to eat a lot. Fire giants, boy, have a temper. Frost giants are chilly and mean.
I was gonna say maybe I would also find like a dwarven crew member.
Oh yeah, you have those. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. To just borrow for a hot minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. You know what?
Once I take the primer to like identify the word giant.
We established that there are 2 dwarven crew members who are twins who love to hold hands while they sleep, who bothered Proximus once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's Daggy and Floki Aelwyn, if I'm remembering right.
Daggy and Flaggy? I think they rhymed.
I don't think they rhymed because I'm not fucking J.R.R. Tolkien, and that's ridiculous.
I think they did.
Well, let's look up. I this is why I create these documents. It is Braggy and Daggy. I am J.R.R. Tolkien. I stand corrected. They're cousins to Floki, who Winnie met. Anyway, yes, Braggy and Daggy Aelwyn, who are happy to help you and kind of sit with you and go through some of the sentences. And I will say this is if you would like, a beginning to learning Dwarvish.
Yes.
Whatever that. It's going to take a while, especially with these 2, but you're on your way.
Excellent.
Okay. Anything else for Winnie?
No, thank you.
Acacia, what do these 20 days look like for you?
I'm continuing to read up and learn about nature to get a proficiency in the nature skills. So I probably would have borrowed some books from Brenna.
Doable.
And I'd be studying those. So you want me to make a roll for that?
Yeah. Go ahead and just make a straight nature roll.
You're good. Why not? Nope. I got a very low single digit.
What was it?
4.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time.
I think another part of it is, so Brenna has given you what she has, and she was a florist, so she did have some books that are like, different flora from all over Damaras. I will say, at least for what you're reading right now, it doesn't apply to the area where you're in. She also had like the Audubon's guide to, birds of southern Damaras, and you're not in southern Damaras anymore.
Nope.
So I think like you're picking up on some things. You definitely have seen some animals, but they're already familiar to you. So you're not getting new information. It's information you already knew that you're kind of just bolstering. So it's not a step backward. It's just not necessarily a step forward.
I also want to go to Winnie.
Yeah, Winnie is easy enough to find.
Winnie, I want to find Winnie when she's in her workshop.
Yes.
And you get
Working on the mirror? Yeah.
Is this the first time we've ever seen you work on the mirror?
I think you went into the workshop one more time before this when she was.
Yeah. Well, because I had it rolled up at one point, but I think at this point it's far enough along, like it's just on the table. So.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you were doing this in secret or not. That's the thing.
No, I'm pretty sure I asked for it when we got the island also, so okay. I have it at least.
Okay, cool. In that case, after I knock and I come in and I'll see like the progress on the mirror and I'll just give you a nod. Coming along?
Yo, kinda. I got the big pieces in. You see like multiple piles of like smaller pieces.
This is the hardest puzzle ever.
It is, but yeah, I don't really have anything else good to say about it. It is hard, but it's coming along. Do you like puzzles? Do you want to help? I got plenty of pieces to go around.
Sure, I can help while I'm here.
Yes.
I'll take like a seat and I'll start like trying to help with this, but like I feel like I'm not getting anywhere significant.
That's fair.
I actually was wondering if you can help me build something.
Yes. What would you like to build?
So I have multiple star charts in my pack that I've been working on, but dealing with paper star charts is kind of annoying sometimes.
Sure.
And I was wondering if you'd help me build a celestial globe for tracking constellations and such.
Yes. I would love that very much. What do you want it made out
I haven't thought that far.
of? Do you want a glass one? It'd be very pretty. Not very practical, but very pretty.
Something silvery.
Yes.
Something durable.
Do you have any silver? I'm sure I have probably some laying around, but...
No, but I think we decided we're gonna try and...
Silver and enamel, maybe?
Maybe. Or maybe the inside can be glass. And we can include like a magic component into it. So it's not just a physical constellation tracker, but it can be a magical one, so I can add more skies to it.
More skies.
I don't know if that's something you can do, but...
Well, you don't know till you try. That's my motto. I learned it in the Sea Scouts.
All right. Thank you, Winnie.
Yeah.
Then I'll just help you continue with the mirror.
I think probably like over the next few days, little Jeffrey will find you on the ship and like hold out little like mock-ups of like different designs, like the equivalent of like the linen pattern or a
like
paper
muslin,
pattern.
making something out of muslin
yeah.
practice.
Yeah, just sort of like the cheap and easy, like the sketch version of a physical object, but yeah.
Oh, he wouldn't just have a little crayon drawing that also has him in it waving?
That's probably like the first thing he brings, and then it's like, yeah, no.
Right.
I do love the
pat on the
idea
head.
of him just like laying on the floor, like kicking his little rollerblade feet,
Yeah.
drawing with crayons. Yeah, good.
I love it.
Like, you haven't seen Connery's sleeping quarters, which are just like the walls are plastered in little Jeffrey drawings. You don't have a refrigerator.
I love him.
No one knows whether that's canon or not.
There's
Fantastic.
nothing saying we can't break in. But do we want to chance it?
There's also
Connery's quarters. Acacia, was there anything else you wanted to do in the tournaments?
No, I think those are the big ones. Maybe I practice like when we stop, if we stop at any point, I think I'll practice like swimming as a different form, but that's about it.
Yeah, no plans to stop, but there's nothing that says that you can't be towed behind the ship.
But
Just
I
like
practice
Proximus and-
flying.
You can practice flying for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing with swimming is the ship moves quick. Just don't want you to be left behind, so that's what we've established is that Trosho, Proximus have both just like tied a rope to themselves and have gone fishing that way. Fully valid. But yeah, you can absolutely practice flying around. Even Sammy would love to accompany you.
Perfect.
Proximus, I think you're the person I haven't asked yet. So what would you be doing in this one?
I can experience the crow's nest. I can never get up there.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
I think that Proximus would want to be as proficient in all the different places around the ship, all the different stations. So he would, go around relieving people of their duties so that they could go take breaks and go get food and do all those things. But most off is spending the time to himself, trying to coax Trosho into getting him some nice new scalpels for purposes.
Yeah, I would say that Trosho would be able to probably has something like that in the supplies. He would look at him, look at you.
Let's say 5 gold.
5 gold, but I need them really sharp. Like, doesn't touch anything or else it cuts it sharp. Also, can we enchant them?
Personally, no, but you do know an artificer, so there is that. But also, Proximus, don't tell me how to do my job. I don't come walking around with you and tell you how to do your job. I know that scalpels are meant to be sharp, okay?
I did not mean to offend you, Trosho.
I'm just fucking...
Oh, okay. I'm still getting used to this, what do you call it?
Hazing.
Sarcasm.
Oh, right.
Yes. It's really hard for me. We don't usually joke like this.
Uh-huh.
But I'm catching up. Thank you. I just want to make sure they are perfect. That is all. And not to say that you would not pick something that wasn't perfect, but you know what I mean.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I pulled these off of an Imperial...
Oh, I don't need to know where
medical
they
ship.
came from. Nope.
That's fine.
Nope. This is okay. As long as
Alright.
they... Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, they're fine. They have mother of pearl handles. They're very nice.
Ooh. Very nice. Yes, I will take those. 5 gold, and then...
That's the
how's
first
every-
week discount. Don't forget that.
Yes, I appreciate the discount. Is there anything that I can help you with that you need as your first mate? I feel like this is like a common Proximus question to everyone on the crew as he takes their post. Like, well, do you need any help with anything? Is there anything I can help you with? Also, I appreciate you and all of the hard work that you do for us.
Thank you, and likewise. I think the only thing I'd make you aware of is that we're not that far off from Candletide, and it's important to some of the sailors that we do celebrate a little bit. So maybe think about just a little decoration. Maybe talk to Honey about making a nice meal for that evening.
yes.
You don't have to divvy up gifts or anything. But I can't remember if it's you or any of your other friends who are in charge of payment. there is typically a holiday bonus.
Oh, yes.
Bear that in mind.
I will bring that up with the group purse, if you will. Do you think that we should do like a surf and turf type thing, or like just a buffet?
I would question where the turf would come from, since we'll be 60 days at sea. And I'm concerned that that involves acacia. And I don't think that that's necessary. So, buffet is probably best. Honey knows what to do.
Okay, I just don't ever say that around acacia.
Listen, Honey has literally eaten people before. She's a gnoll. If you don't set boundaries, she doesn't know they're there. I can't impress how important that is.
That makes sense. Yes. Ooh. I don't know if I have eaten many people now.
I mean, not on this ship, but I mean, I'm not going to stop you. You swim around enough, you're breathing fish poop and bees, so there's that. I mean, don't be picky,
I am fortunate enough to breathe this air up here now, I think. Thank you so much, Trosho. I really do appreciate you. If you come across anything that you need, please bring it up to me, and I will bring it up with the captain.
Of course, you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Anything else anybody wanted to do? Okay. Well, we're past that 20 days, probably even going into the 30. You all can absolutely continue what you were doing before. It's as you are rounding through, coming around Tomar Tor, which again is that dwarven trading post, that smaller island south of Pac-Man 1. That has anybody stated their interest in pirating?
Yes. Absolutely.
I would say
Scarlet has done accounting math. We need to pirate.
As that's kind of been made aware to Connery, to Sammy. Sammy's, their lookout in the crow's nest. Even Marcus, the other officers, they specifically take this route because this is a very important route from this trading hub. This trading hub that often deals with Dragonborn and also with the beings from the the Narrows and kind of like all of the islands to the southwest. This is where like all the dwarves tend to do their trading with them, lizard folk, turtles. There's plenty of beings in this area, and Tomar Tor is that big trading hub. So Tomar Tor then ships everything to the Axia, and that little stretch right there is a stretch that is rarely pirated, because pirates coming out this far, especially this close to Axia, is kind of risky, but you're all heading this way anyway. You have 2 ships. And it's coming up on this stretch of 10 days that Sammy comes flying down to Connery. I will say that Proximus is there as well. And he says, sirs, I just want to make you aware that we have spotted a potential get, if you will. There is a Dragonborn ship which is headed south by southwest and looks to be loaded for bear.
Well, Captain?
If you're looking for pirating, this is the best we're going to get. Why don't you fly over and let Scarlet?
And he's looking at you, Proximus.
Right.
Cell phones. We have cell phones.
You do have shell phones. Yeah.
I feel like I would rather fly over. This is an in-person conversation for sure.
I just wanted to mention it because we all keep forgetting.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Connery is not aware of your shell phones. Connery does turn.
I thought we got
and
Connery
Michael
one.
forgot.
Yeah,
Connery does not.
I thought we were requesting.
No,
one
I was
for
aware that you all had one and Rahlon had one.
Because they were all gifts from Rahlon.
Yeah,
That's
we
why.
talked about how it'd be handy for Marcus and Connery to have them because they stay on the ship typically, but we didn't actually get any for them.
Okay.
Also,
We can mention it when we go back.
just to be clear, Sammy, when you say loaded for bear, do you just mean like loaded with good things, or do you mean like loaded for bear, like
I
full
mean,
of
it
weapons?
is
Because
well, both actually. That's the it's
Okay.
kind of the thing about Dragon ships is this one does to be a 6, 8, a 10 cannon, and but there's only 6 on well 3 on either side. Then it has 4 chaser cannons. Doesn't really go that fast though. This is probably one that, from what I can tell, is probably just a merchant ship. That's probably just a little overcautious, but nothing that we can't handle.
well, okay, just checking.
They probably are not ready for. They're probably not as well versed in combat as our ships.
It is a sailing ship, the same as technically what the Redemption is. Whereas the, well, I guess, Uther's Mercy is a warship. And Connery does tell Sammy to make ready. Proximus, you're able to fly over to Uther's Mercy.
Cross's mercy.
Cross's Mercy. I'm sorry, I need to write that down.
I do too.
It's Proximus. You're able to fly over.
I'd like to talk to Scarlet and Marcus, if I could. If you're not too busy, you know, like sailing and all that stuff.
Scarlet, you're at the helm, I presume?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Proximus, what would make you think I was too busy?
Because you're standing here piloting a ship. Anyway, so Sammy did find some pirating options floating out at sea, a dragonborn ship. I think we should take this opportunity. We could add another ship if need be to the fleet.
Who would captain that ship, Proximus?
Well,
Exactly. We don't have space for another ship, nor do we have money for another ship right now. We are going to pirate this ship so we can afford the 2 ships that we currently have.
Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, but they do have supplies, so we could take those and any money on ship, and do other good stuff that pirates do.
We will take everything that they have.
All right, I am going to go back. I will let Connery know.
I will wait for your signal.
What kind of signal before I go? What should that be?
Connery will understand.
Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
literally just going to follow the way he sails.
All right. He pats Marcus on the back and then flies back.
All right, then.
I will make the announcement for everyone to get their
Good
shit
luck.
together.
Good
and
luck
let's go
with this one.
pirating.
Question.
And one moment.
Yeah.
Scarlet, you make the announcement to everyone. Make ready for an attack. Marcus reiterates, as a first mate is sometimes want to do. I'm not trying to make Marcus feel bad. Sammy kind of took over as you were delivering that message. And yeah, cannons are rolled out. Cannons are loaded. Mortars are loaded. Winnie, yes.
Okay, so like now obviously is not the time because we're already pretty like in it. But like, why don't we try stealth pirating sometime? Like, cause then they wouldn't know it was us, and we still get the stuff.
Winnie, we can see each other on the ocean, each other coming. So unless you have a cloaking spell for the entire ship, I don't think we can stealth this.
No, but like, usually ships don't have eyes underwater. We just like heave stuff off, but like invisible, like it would definitely take longer. Don't get me wrong, but like don't know. I'm just wondering, like, how big of a name we want to make for ourselves as pirates, because we kind of have other things that we're doing too. And if, like, everybody's looking for us, it could kind of slow us down. It's just a thought. Also, like, it's safe, way safer. It's just a thought. Blow them away if you want.
So, I need to ask this as we are about to change maps. I'm going to put stuff on the map. What is the strategy for how you are taking on this Dragonborn ship?
So I just want
Good
to
old,
say,
good old circle with the two
nice.
ships.
Yes. I just want to say, when I patted Marcus on the back, I gave him warding bond at second level. His AC goes up +1, and to all saving throws, and a resistance to all damage. But I take his damage. So if he takes any damage, then I take it.
Okay.
I thought it was
All right.
halved and you shared it.
Connection between the resistance to all damage. Each time it takes damage, you take the same amount of damage.
Oh,
So
okay.
we take the same amount. Period.
Ouch.
I was gonna take his damage for him.
So it
Guess
is
not.
kind of like sharing the damage because of resistance. So
Right. Yeah. I pointed to the screen where you were at, and oh yeah, right. So, sorry.
all right, strategy. Scarlet strategy.
Circled ships.
Circle the ships.
Out of curiosity,
More so a intimidation thing where they will, in theory, just surrender what they have because they don't want to die.
Also, if you need me to make an entrance, I can definitely fall from above. As a bird. And then something else.
not like straight across.
Imagine just a giant occasion just
Listen, depending
makes
on
me
how
very
magic
happy.
works. You know what I was thinking? If magic works, like Winnie makes me large, like size category huge, right? Turn into a bird. I fly over. Would me being enlarged still be applicable after I de-transform from a bird?
I think it's my
Technically, yeah.
concentration, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Quick question about the circling of the two ships. Not like directly across from each other, though, right? Because of like cannons? Or like, because would that be crossfire? Not that we're hoping to fire, but like,
hopefully, Winnie, the plan is to not fire.
right, hopefully, but
It looks like a merchant ship, like Sammy is saying. They are, in theory, not quite, I don't want to say not equipped, but
they have 10 cannons, he said.
experienced with...
They're dragons.
Fuck it, board the ship. You only swim once, Winnie. Go for it.
Winnie is gonna disappear and come back with a little life vest for little Jeffrey. Because if he
Winnie, I was
dies,
kidding.
she can't, like, recall him, and she doesn't want his little broken shark body to sink. So,
It's so smart and so cute.
he looks like Maggie from The Simpsons in her snowsuit. Just like, you know, that, like, too poofy to, like,
Yeah.
move his arms down. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you one of
Just
the
legs
leashes,
and
the
arms.
children leashes for him.
Jeez.
He needs one.
That's why he can't go into, like, crowded marketplaces.
Okay, let me add that to the list of gifts for Jeffrey.
Okay, weirdos. I have changed the map over. You should be able to see now your ships in the top right corner and your enemy ship. Dragonborn ships are often armored somewhat. They actually kind of resemble dragons. There is like scale type, whether it's wood or metal armor, which lines the sides, and a draconic head as the front piece next to the bowsprit. They have triangular sails, which themselves almost look webbed, like a dragon's wing might, and typically sometimes even feature like a tail design on the back. A lot of dragon ships are specifically sent out by specific dragon lords on Terraconis. There's like a clan system. So a dragon's ship will resemble the dragon themselves. So you're kind of picking up that this is a golden dragon that you will be pirating from. And if you were to look through a spyglass, you would see that this ship is called the Zephyr Majestic. And at that, we can go ahead and roll for initiative.
Right, we actually do have to like do the combat thing. It's not just we're gonna do this because we're that good. We're that skilled in pirating.
I would at least
Narratively,
like to know
we
how
got
you're
this.
going to be that good.
Are we rolling individually as well, or just for the ships at this point?
Roll individually, and then we'll have captains, kind of. So I'll have Connery go on a turn, and then Scarlet go on a turn. If Scarlet goes to lead the ship, she will hand command off to Marcus. Marcus, another officer. And then we'll get our guests when we come back from break as well. Okay, so Winnie hit a 7, Acacia had a 27.
Highest.
14. And Proximus, what was yours? 5. Okay.
That and last.
All right. Well, Acacia, there's no way I'm going to roll higher than you. So what would you like to do for your starting turn?
So the idea is to get up. Are we boarding the ship or not? Because that's the real question. We're boarding, maybe.
What I would say is if you're not
Maybe.
going to sink the ship, which is rarely done in this world, you will
'Cause we
likely
need
have to board
ships.
at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it doesn't do any good to sink it if we haven't plundered it anyway. So
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
not
more
a
work
question
for all of
if,
you.
it's a question when.
Okay, in that case, I would like to wild shape into a seagull and
Okay.
begin making my way over there to, just sit on some sails and then wait for the right moment.
2 questions. One, before you do that, are we like psychically linked?
Oh yeah, I can definitely psychically link us.
Okay. And 2, did you want to be Lorge?
I'd have to wait, but because you're lower down in the initiative than me, but I will
you
not
can
complain.
wild shape and hold your movement if you wanted to do that.
Well, the thing is, I want to be large as a centaur, not as a bird.
Yeah. Well, I just
Yeah, I was
mean,
going to say a large seagull is going to attract attention.
we can still determine if you want to be Lorge ahead of time, though.
Yeah, if you're gonna, I would definitely want to be large.
Okay.
So can I be large and then transform? Is the real question.
You can. You will remain. Well, shit. I think
Psionic.
you will remain large technically because it does affect you differently than wild shape. Like the spell is still affecting you, right?
But would it be affecting me just my centaur form, or because
I think it'd be affecting both because I think that's how the magic would work. And I mean, I'm making this shit up off the top of my head, but it feels like if you're going to cast enlarge, and then you're going to wild shape, enlarge is still being maintained
you-
on you, so you're still going to be bigger.
Do you have seagull strength or acacia strength as seagull? I never remember.
seagull,
Oh,
seagull.
Seagull.
Okay. Just kidding.
In that case, I will just not be large. We can always figure this out later. We can figure it out offline.
Okay.
I'll just
Still,
be.
a centaur coming down from the sky.
Oh yeah,
just
still
randomly,
terrifying.
Still
Yeah.
absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I think just me coming out of nowhere is going to be terrifying and surprising, which is the goal. So I'm going to start making my way over as a seagull.
What is your flight movement as a seagull?
I don't know. Does seagulls have a stat block?
They should.
Sure, they must somewhere.
Laughing gull, 5e creature. We'll do that. Small.
Any
beast.
regular old bird work.
It might be slower than the ship, but a laughing gull, 5e creature. Oh, that's homebrew. Eagle D&D 5e. We'll just use an eagle stat block. How about that?
That's fine.
60 feet.
Oh, okay. So every one of these squares is 20 feet. So let me actually plop everybody into not update our guest just yet, but hey, that's what break time is for. So Acacia, let's plop you right down there.
I can still dash as a
sure
bonus action, so I'll do the double.
So what is that? It's 20, 30, 40, 20, 40, 60, 20, 40, 60. So probably like right there. You can obviously move yourself as well if that's not where you'd like to be. And
that's fine for now.
Proximus, because I also didn't have you coming from the right ship, but oh well. Proximus, you were there. Scarlet, you were there. Next up in the turn order actually is Connery. Connery is going to keep directing the ship forward. You do not have any forward cannons, and you don't have any what do I want to say? Like, you have a mangonel. He's choosing not to fire that, as you seem to be getting the element of surprise here. So he is going to move the ship forward just about right there. And yeah, just about. With that, Scarlet, it is your turn.
I am just going to follow suit and follow forward.
All right. Are you firing anything like that, or just kind of keeping it quiet?
Keeping it quiet. I'd rather
Okay.
not damage any ships.
Totally unassuming. Lots of ships come this way. Don't be, nobody's being weird about it. There. This is where I need ships go. While I'm getting that, it is the Dragonborn ship's turn. They are going to look through spyglass. I would like to know, so the sails of the Redemption at least are showing your Lily of the Valley symbol. Are you flying any other flags?
No, I don't think we have a Navy fleet flag or anything like that. I think it's just the plum with the lily.
Okay. I'm going to say that, especially with how close you all have gotten, they are going to fire a warning shot. They are not targeting you. So they do have chasing cannons, which are cannons that are typically at the front or the back, depending on whether you're being chased or chasing. So they do have two cannons that face directly out the back. They're going to fire those cannons and basically just make two splashes in the water as a warning to you all. That is it for their turn. They're going to keep traveling forward. We're going to maintain what this is on the map just based on pace. With that, Winnie, it is your turn.
Have we essentially caught up with Acacia?
I am double checking that. I'm going to say yes, because I would imagine these would at least travel 60 feet in a turn.
Next turn, you won't be able to catch up because I'll have all three of my actions to move 60 feet.
Yeah, no, that's fine. In which case, I would like to... Nope. Cast... you're gonna get pinged with a little, shell, like a little tiny spiral shell. And I'm casting Aid on you and Proximus and I guess me if Connery isn't planning on going over to the ship.
Yeah, he is not.
Okay. Which is your hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration, so. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Winnie.
All right, Winnie, anything else for your turn?
I don't know why it says 10. I don't know why I said 5. Oh, because I upcast it. Whatever, it's 10. It's 10. Nope. That's it for me.
Proximus, it is then your turn.
I am going to cast my Channel Divinity. The Order of the Infinite Seas, as incorporeal water emanates from me for 30 feet, and everyone gets 1d6 plus my paladin level, which is 6, 10 temporary hit points.
So 10 temporary HP. So as you all have boosted yourselves and made ready for a combat, Proximus, anything else for your turn?
Yeah, I'm going to move to the helm, or to the very front of the ship, just so that I have a little bit closer.
Sure. Yes, you are ready to dive or fly, whatever you choose to do.
Either way.
Great. With that, we're going to go ahead and take our break while I get this map and everything else sorted. So go ahead and do the things. We will be back in about 10 to 15. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy our ads and all that kind of stuff. Let us know if you have thoughts, questions, or if you have a strategy to help these folks pirate. Take care of yourselves. We'll be right back. Need to unmute myself. Avast, and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. I am Derek Sword. I am your humble GM. I'll go ahead and use them. I'm the humblest. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking around. Or thanks for joining us. All these things can and true. We are right in the middle of the first real act of piracy on these high seas of Domaris. Not the fruit drink, but like the actual oceans themselves. So as our party has just beefed themselves up in preparation to take on this Dragonborn ship, I will need a roll from our lovely guest. The Lady Dame. Yeah, something was different. LD has been amazing enough to join us for the month of August, because LD's schedule is hectic enough that if I can make use of her time, I will make use as much of it as possible at any given point. I can never get enough. So LD is joining us again as a character you might see with the Scarlet prequel as Fia of the Ruins. So LD, if you wouldn't mind giving me a roll for initiative.
You got it.
We'll get you in the order here.
That's really great.
If I can get the initiative order so I can put it in chat, Derek, that would be great.
Absolutely.
That would be a 6 for the initiative.
Still better than Proximus, you know?
That's rolling a natural 1, friends, on my initiative. I just want to point that out there.
All right, so Mayor, the initiative is Acacia, technically the Redemption, but I'm giving it Connery. Scarlet, the Dragonborn ship. Then the... Let's see. Then Cross's Mercy. Then Winnie. Then Fia. Then Proximus. And if we need to get Connery in there, if we need to get Marcus in there, I'll do some rolls with that as well. See how this goes. So unbeknownst to any of you, a familiar face to at least one of you is on the ship you are looking to pirate. Oh, weird. Fantastic. So I'm gonna mix up the music a little bit as we come back to top of the order. Acacia, you are a seagull flying high above the ships. What would you like to do?
I am just going to use all 3 of my actions to go 180 feet.
Go for it.
Which I think was like right about here when I did the math.
Yeah, let's...
Nope, one more.
180, yeah. You go like one more square. There you go.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Want to get you all that movement.
The problem is it doesn't, like, I can't, like, mark the movement from the ruler and then move it.
I know, yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay, next in the order then is the Redemption, which I'm just gonna let me select the whole thing. All y'all are going for red. See, no, I don't want all the ships. I just want these ships. There we go. And now I gotta actually check the movement. So you all can move 60 feet in a turn. So, oh, for God's sake. There we go. So like right here. So getting a little bit closer. Suppose I didn't need the ruler for that. Like right there. So Proximus, when you are still on board, as Connery drives you all closer with your ever full sails, I would say at this point it is pretty evident to the Dragonborn ship what your intentions are, as ships don't just follow each other like this. So, with that, we are to Scarlet. Scarlet, you are at the helm of Cross's Mercy. Are you piloting forward as well?
Yes.
Alright.
Getting into position as much as possible to prep to circle the ship.
Okay. It's about right there. Well, let's see. I should offer like bonus actions, anything like that you want to do on your turn.
I don't think I have anything that's exciting as a warlock for a bonus action or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You absolutely can tell people on your ship to do things. I don't want you I want you to get the full use of your turn should you be willing to do so. Wanting to.
Yeah, I mean, they're already prepped and ready, so like I think just heading forward and
Oh, for sure.
Keeping eye on what the Redemption's also doing.
Those of you aboard the ships are seeing the crew like you've never really seen them before. These guys they have boarding axes, they have their swords, they are armed, they are ready to go. Connery is holding his massive ass blade. Those that wear armor have kind of put on their leather bits of armor. Nothing too heavy because nobody wants to sink. But the Dwarven twins have these helms that they plop on and these big battle axes. And there's boarding harpoons and grappling hooks, and like they are very ready for this. It's been a long time since any of them have stretched their legs in this way.
I do want to call out to my crew that we will be taking no lives unless necessary.
Okay. So full quarter given. Noted. Perfect. Okay. It is the Dragonborn ship. They can clearly tell that you are after them now, so they are actually going to they're going to fire a couple of cannons. And let's see. I actually once again thought D&D Beyond would help me. They have not. They have hindered me. Let's see. Cannon is 20. And it's never where I want it to be. Oh well. Okay. That is not a hit. That is a hit. So no hit on Cross's Mercy. There is a hit on the Redemption. I'm going to go ahead and roll damage for that. So one cannonball. They are not using any type of magical artillery, but a single cannonball blasts off a bit of the wood of the hull and kind of like shrapnels a little bit. No sailors are injured, but they have targeted just the side of your ship as much as they can, and it's glanced off near the bowsprit. So they've shown that they don't, or they're not playing around anymore. They do mean business. With that, it is technically Cross's Mercy. We can wrap that into Scarlet's turn. So Winnie, what would you do?
I would like to drink one of my handy dandy flasks that I have.
Okay.
Weird. It is a potion of swiftness. Huh. Sorry. I think I was having some sound issues. And I would like to just, let's see, ready, I'm gonna ready a healing word just in case between now and my next turn. Other than that, I am good for now. Assuming,
perfect.
like, anyone, from our ship is attacked by it. Yeah.
Great. So in that case, we are to Thea.
Oh, it's me already.
Yes. I would say, so to present what Thea sees, you've been aboard the, what did I call it? The Zephyr. Literally lost the word. I am such a mess.
Remember what I didn't remember.
The
Whatever
Zephyr
it was, I
Majestic.
didn't like it.
You were aboard the Zephyr Majestic. You've been aboard for a couple of weeks now. You were kind of told, like, hey, wherever you need to go, it's going to start by being on the ship. We'll take you where you
Uh-huh.
And as you all have been, you stopped off to Martor. You did trading there. Didn't really get the vibe that that's where you were supposed to be, so you stayed on the ship.
Kept going.
And now it seems like the ship is in turmoil as the term pirate is being yelled by the captain, the first mate. Sailors are running to all of their gunning stations. They have pulled the sails as tight as they can to try to catch as much wind and get away. But as you look out, these ships, 2 of them, are getting much closer. Is there anything you would like to do?
Do I get okay? So I mean, unless I got some sort of like gut feeling or hit feeling that like something is interesting about those ships, I'd want to defend the ship that I'm on.
Sure.
This is the ship.
I would say you can make a religion check.
Okay.
That is where your gut feelings tend to come from.
Yes, I would love to do that. Something. Oh, I get it. Wait, do I get advantage on these? I don't think it counts because it's not Fae, Fiend, or Undead. So we're just gonna do a straight roll. Oh, that's not terrible. That would be a 17.
Okay. With a 17, I'm going to say that there's, especially being at sea, there is a feeling like a pit in the stomach, coldness that sailors tend to get when they hear the word pirate. It's not a good feeling.
Right.
That's not the feeling you get. It's more of just like finally. I'm going to say it's more just like, this is maybe what you've been waiting for. You're not exactly sure whether this is, a fight or friend or foe, but this is the next step, whatever that next step is going to be.
All right. Well, in that case, since I don't know for sure, what we're gonna do is, I think. Oh yeah. We're just gonna prepare, because you never know what's gonna happen, and she's like, sort of, just. Initially, at first, she touches a claw to her chest and casts Armor of Agathis on herself. And the feathers sort of get a little... I mean, she's still flying. They just sort of like... Everything's a little frosty, or a little... frosty. There's just a little... Not necessarily frosty, just essence. Oh, yeah, no, frosty-ish. Couldn't remember. And then for my bonus action, the other hand that isn't touching her chest sort of draws her whip out, and she swings it around, and it cuts just a little across the shoulder. And as she uses the Crimson Rite of Frozen. Yes, Rite of Frozen, sure. And the ice continues from the ice sort of continues down her arm and across the whole of the whip. I also take some damage. Only 1 point this time. That's great. We love that for me.
That's nothing.
I know, totally fine.
She's used to it. You mess around with a whip enough, you're gonna
Yeah.
get 1 damage over.
Yeah, especially when you're intentionally drawing blood from yourself. So yeah. So, and I think She's usually on the crow's nest. Like, that's kind of where she hangs out. Obviously. Because we're nothing if not delighted for a theme. And she kind of, like, lifts herself up, wings spread out huge around the top of the ship. So she sort of becomes this, like, dark, shadowy beacon.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Hot and terrifying.
Hot,
Okay.
That's the goal. Hot and terrifying.
Wonderful. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that should do it.
Fantastic. With that, then, Proximus.
So Proximus is going to hold his action, using 2 of his sorcery points. Holding onto those sorcery points, to cast Eye of Darkness on. If we get within 120 feet of the ship, I want to cast darkness right where the captain is, so they can't see where they're going.
Absolutely. And actually, I'm realizing now
So you know you're gonna
that-
probably hit Acacia with that.
that your ships would have dashed in their last turns. I have misjudged where they would be. So let me move you both up a little bit here. So let's see. 6 right there, and right there. Okay. So I would say, yeah, within the next turn, unless this ship hits the NOS or something, it's going to you're definitely going to catch up with it.
Too fast, too
Fantastic.
pirating?
Something like that, yeah. It's about family. Acacia, it is your turn.
Okay, I can think where I'm pinging right now. Can I land here? What is in this location at the very back of the ship?
That would be where their helm is as well. So there is a mast, which does go up directly behind, the steering wheel and the helm. So you can definitely land on the mast. You can land on the back railing. The captain's quarters window would also be there. There's kind of, so if we're talking top to bottom on the aft, you've got the mast, which is the second highest. You have at the very, the height of where people stand. You have the helm. That's wherever the person who is currently steering, captain or not, would be. Then you have the captain's quarters directly beneath. You would see 2 cannons peeking out the back, and then you wouldn't be able to access anything lower than that.
Okay.
You could, technically fly in through, like a seagull could fly in through the cannon rooms.
Oh, I could fly through the cannon rooms. Oh. Have they been moving?
The cannons have fired twice.
No. How's the ship been moving?
Yes, the ship is keeping pace. So you all are traveling faster than this ship can move.
Okay.
But yes, they have taken a turn to move and fire, whereas your ships have just moved.
Okay.
Catch up.
In that case, I would like to use the rest of my remaining. I would like to use my 60 feet of movement to fly right on towards the back and get behind whoever is steering the ship. I would like to use a bonus action to turn back into my horse self. And then I would like to use my action to smack the person, whoever's driving the ship, with a quarterstaff, non-lethally.
Okay.
I am baseball batting this.
All right, go ahead, and I will describe what you see as you land. So this ship is similar in design, like at least structure, to the Redemption. Again, you have the helm at the back, you have the forecastle and the other one, which I always forget. On either end, you have the main deck below, but it is almost entirely crewed by Dragon. As you look around, you see a number of Dragonborn, what I'm going to call Dragonborn guards, typical sailors. They are armed, variety of scale colors and horn designs, but a lot of gold is what you're seeing, a lot of golden dragons. The Dragonborn behind the helm is one of those. Standing not far away is one that is dressed in some regalia, which you would clearly identify as the captain. And then among those in the lower deck are a couple of large ones, like large-sized, that are wielding some pretty heavy-looking weapons. And then there are a few intermixed as well, which seem to be magical, whether they be wizard, sorcerers, whatever. They are preparing spells. So you absolutely may smack the guard with your stick. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Tread quietly and carry a big stick. All right. That's not a lot. So that's a 3 plus. That's only a 12.
You know what? I'm gonna actually give it to you with a 12, especially. Go ahead and roll for advantage. You're getting a literal surprise attack on this, so I will give that to you. Just to
no
see
one expects the seagulls.
Nobody expects a seagull centaur.
That's better. I got an 18 plus 9.
An 18 will do it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll damage. This foot soldier, this guard, is not anticipating you just plopping up behind him.
9 total points of damage.
9 total damage. 9 total damage wouldn't kill him in the first place, but definitely the concept of when you pop out of your wild shape and the glowing stardust kind of dissipates, and there's a large horsewoman standing at the helm. The captain is taken aback a little bit, like backs up to the rails. Several of the other dragonborn kind of start shouting out in Draconic. You can't tell what they're shouting. And you smack this one on the back of his head. Turns around, just eyes bugged out, looking up at you. Dragonborn are big. You're bigger. And has kind of like one hand is still on the wheel, holding it steady. But the other one is kind of just like held up, like, please don't hit me. Is anything else for your turn?
That's all I got for my actions.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, then it is Connery. Connery is going to move the ship. It's last little bit here. So let's see. That's 60. So you are almost right alongside with it now. That is it for the turn. You are almost ready to board. I would say when you can actually come alongside, if you get hooks in, that's when you can actually properly board and trigger their anchor and all that kind of stuff. Scarlet, it is your turn. Are we moving the same?
Moving the same.
Moving the same. Okay. So right alongside, then we'll put you right there, and I believe this also has triggered the effect of.
Proximus.
Well, I was gonna say it's Proximus thing, but also the Redemption's magical thing, which I can't find right now. Spirit ship upgrades. There we go. Because you all have you have Everfull Sails and the Churning Hull. There it is. So it is currently the water within 210 feet of your ship is difficult terrain. So you are definitely going to slow this ship as well. It is going to go at only half speed. And you've basically trapped this ship as like a small, almost tight, what do I want to call it? Like a whirlpool has formed around your ship and has trapped the movement of the Zephyr Majestic. Great. Anything, Scarlet? Anything else for your turn?
Just gonna get ready to board.
You certainly shall be. The Dragonborn ship is. Let's see. They're going to fire their cannons. I should know the Redemption is. Yep.
Can I use my?
That you
held
held an
action at this point. So Proximus spins his glaive around him. Shadow ocean breathing, fourth form, shadow wave, and then the darkness spell pops up around the captain of the ship and apparently Acacia also. Sorry.
We should figure out a way.
Do we have the mind link still?
Yeah, we do. It's for 5 hours.
Okay, so I'm going to use an extra sorcery point so that I can see through the magical darkness and be able to cast that to Acacia.
And how big is the magical darkness?
I believe 15 feet. And I will center it on the captain. So as he moves around, it will follow.
Okay. Because your ships are essentially coming alongside each other, I am going to change over maps again and get us a little bit closer. Actually, I could probably stay on this one. But yes, as you do that, the captain is engulfed in darkness, does not know where to give commands to, so I am going to roll disadvantage to see if he can continue commanding, because he needs to give the order to fire. And if he can't do that, he does not do that. Actually rolled a 5. So, yes, the command to fire is not given. He is engulfed in darkness along with the person at the helm and, yes, Acacia. Anything else for your turn? Your held action.
No, that I believe that is it. I can't move. So
Okay. Then Winnie, it is your turn.
Y'all got this. It's fine. You don't need old Winnie. How big are these squares? They're not 5 feet, right? They're much bigger.
20 feet. 20 feet.
Okay, so Winnie can't do a little jump. Hey, Acacia. Oops. In her mind, like, she's just gonna ask, hey, Acacia, did you still want to be big centaur, or you're good?
If you can find me, go for it. But then you get like the mental image of like,
oh yeah, because it's all like
me just like waving my arms like this, like whatever the mental equivalent of that is.
Yeah,
they're screwed. They're screwed as just as much as I am. It's fine.
I would like to drop in a couple little eye drops and just do a little detect magic on the ship, like just see what I can see. I'm gonna use my movement to get like as close to the ship as I can while still on the Redemption. But since yeah, I would just like to see what's going on.
Okay,
over
so
there.
you're doing detect magic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. So you were going to get pings off of, remind me what you can't see. Gives you restrictions on how much of such and such material. So I'm specifically looking at
it is blocked by stone, metal, common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, 3 feet of wood you're not going to hit at any point. So I'm going to say that the figurehead at the bow spread is magical. It is likely a weaponized deterrent, as it is a dragon's head with its mouth open. And you can see that it would likely cast dragon fire. There are a number of individuals who are magical in nature that are preparing spells. You're getting pings off of the spells that they are kind of preparing in their dragonborn claws. A couple of weapons ping with low levels of magic, +1 this, a vicious blade that. You're getting pings a lot from below decks that this ship has a lot of valuables on board, several of those valuables being magical in nature. And I will say, the other thing you're getting, if we're going to imagine this like predator vision,
Yes.
is, when you're, you're scanning everything, you also pick up on a magical heartbeat deep in.
Dragon egg.
We'll give you that.
Dragon egg.
I am going to do a little scuttle over to Connery. Connery doesn't have... we would have discussed this at some point. Connery doesn't have detect magic, right? Like, I don't know why he would.
I'm not under the impression that he does.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
don't
he
have
could
his
probably
stuff.
guess this. I'm going to confirm for him about the figurehead that it is Angie, magically Angie, and in the psychic link, I will mention that to Scarlet as well. Just as like a heads up, like maybe don't get in front of it. I don't know. I think you're probably okay behind it, but who knows? Also, just like be careful going inside the ship because there's like a thing in there. Okay, bye.
What do you mean a thing?
I don't know. It's like a magic-y thing going like ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. It's probably
We'll
fine.
figure it out once we loot the ship.
Yeah, but just like be careful and stuff. Also, maybe don't like explode the center of the ship. I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to relay the information to those important to stay away from the figurehead.
Yeah. And that will do it for me. I'm gonna give little Jeffrey a high five.
Yes, that is a free action to high five Jeffrey. Perfect. Okay. So I am trying to get everybody on the map here. Oh, that's all delete. Okay. Fia, it is your turn. You're muted, LD.
Can you make it so the player tokens are on top of the ships? Because I'm currently under the ship.
I'm working on it.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
doing 1,000 things right now.
It's fine. So my question was, I'm on. How close are the two ships currently?
So by the end of the next round, they will be basically right alongside. They're a little bit behind at this point. So they're, I will say, like the front portion. There's a 20-foot overlap. Let's say that.
Okay.
There's a 20-foot overlap between the two ships, all three ships, I should say.
So I could theoretically get to the scarier looking of the ships in 45 feet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm not sure what you consider the scarier, but yeah.
The warship or the fast one?
Probably the warship.
Okay.
Very
Very easily, yes.
Right. Okay, great. Essentially, I'm gonna stay at crow's nest height, or just slightly above that. And she is going to, because right now, as far as like what's going on her ship, as far as she can tell, there's like a person, and that everybody else is about to board. Depending on what I see on the deck.
Yes, yeah. So you can see somebody has cast magical darkness over the captain.
Okay, perfect.
You saw a centaur that whacked your helmsman.
That's weird, but okay.
It absolutely is. Yeah, if you wanted to fly over to the other crow's nest, there is an Aarakocra over there who is more confused than I would say aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you were to fly over, oh hi, well, you're not looking for fisticuffs, are you?
Sammy's on the Redemption?
I'm sorry, I missed which one.
I'm on
LD
the
was going to.
I'm
the
on
warship.
I'm going
Going
to
to the
the
warship.
Scarlet's ship.
on
Okay,
Scarlet.
nobody is in the crow's nest then. Okay,
Great.
you were good.
Perfection.
So
Maybe
you absolutely
Serona.
may.
So I'm doing a. I don't want to land or cause any havoc quite yet because I don't want to get in the middle of anything. But this is like my sort of. I'm doing a loop to see. To like assess what the boarding party looks like and what these pirates look like, to see just how dangerous they are.
Sure. Go ahead and make your perception check.
Great. Deception. Come on, Fia. This is what you're good at. Like, actually, though. Oh, good. That's a solid 25.
Okay. You pick up on everything. So you are getting that there are about 30 sailors on the ship that you are currently sitting atop of that are ready to board the ship that we're currently atop of. At the helm is a blue-haired, red captain-coated, majestic-looking femme-presenting individual. She does have webbed fingers. Might recognize the face with the 25. It's a pretty high roll.
Yeah.
Beside her is a handsome, swashbuckling fire genasi gentleman. The crew are armed with axes, swords, boarding gear, ready to hop aboard. You can see among them is a large orc woman just marred in scars. There is a gentleman in a long black coat who is holding a polearm that has a scar around his neck. Basically, the officers is what I'm kind of at this point. And then, yeah, even if you were to look across, you can see that there is probably close to an equivalent of a boarding party on the opposite pirate ship.
I get the impression that this Dragonborn ship that I have been on might be slightly outmatched.
I would say so, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Even if it was just the ship you were on, it would be a tough fight for this Dragonborn ship.
Yeah.
And they are thoroughly surrounded.
Right. And yeah, and this captain looks really familiar.
You know, yeah, I leave that to you. If you would like to recognize Scarlet, a 25 is pretty good to recognize Scarlet. The only thing that has changed is her hair color.
This is still
and
different.
maybe what she wears. Yeah.
Right, which and I can tell you from personal experience that hair color makes a difference in whether or not you're able to recognize somebody.
It certainly can.
But Fiach is pretty smart and she's pretty observant. That's sort of her whole deal. So I think perhaps let's see. My movement to this ship would have been 20 feet from Crow's Nest to Crow's Nest, or are we talking further than that?
Let's see, what would that roughly be? So what's that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 40. So probably closer to like 50 feet, 40, 50.
Okay, so my max flying speed is 45. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna use my dash action. I'm gonna dash to land right behind Scarlet.
Okay.
And just one claw on the shoulder. Hello, cousin. Fancy meeting you here. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Okay then. Proximus, it is your turn.
First, I need to unmute myself, and then I will also dash. Not as far as I thought I could go. I'm going to fly 80 feet up in between the ships. So I'll move my character here. And that is all for me.
Okay. Well, Acacia, we're back to top of the order. You are in magical darkness. I would say you'd be able to hear the sounds of the other ships. You have pretty high perception. You'd be able to hear the sounds of the other ships coming alongside. So, what would you like to do? You're muted.
I'm going to do my best to still take out the helmsman. Or wait, where's the anchor, by the way? To drop the anchor. Oh, it's right down there. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, this little wheel is what raises and drops the anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, the anchor chain is up at the front, so you could also, I guess. Well, no, that would. Yeah, I would say the wheel is probably what you're looking for to drop anchor.
Okay. In that case, I'm just since I cannot see, I'm going to wild ass swing my staff again at the person. The helmsman.
Go ahead and give me a roll with disadvantage.
I can do that. Oh, okay. I got a dirty 20 at disadvantage.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm also going to do another 9 points of damage to the person.
Okay. All right. Not that you would know, but looking rough. And anything else for your turn?
So that was just my action. Oh, geez. There's not much I feel like I can do, but I think I will cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff so I can get that 1d8 damage. And then That's it.
Okay. All right. With that, then we are to the redemption. The redemption is just going to pull up alongside, and they are going to throw grappling hooks. They are going to try to tie off your ships to one another, and fully bring them alongside. So the ships are all lined up now. Grappling hooks are tied along. Sailors are starting to jump from one ship to another. So I will start adding them to this fracas as well. There is the order to do this non-lethally, possible. And because we have kind of back-to-back here, Scarlet, are you giving the same order to board?
Yes.
Okay. I will give you your turn because technically, Marcus could have piloted the ship and let you do your thing as well. So the ships are alongside. You have Thea, who has just presented
Scared the
herself
Jesus
on-
out of me? Yeah.
Yep.
And sailors are starting to jump from your ships. So, what would you like to do, Scarlet?
Pull a dagger, but not actually use it. More so just wasn't quite expecting.
Those
there
are some
to be-
cold ass fingers too.
Yeah.
Right now.
And a voice that she was not expecting to hear anytime soon. Just takes a second and just blinks at Fia. It's just long time no see.
Wasn't
I hear
expecting-
you
Oh, go ahead.
got the call.
This answers a few questions. Also, maybe raises a few.
More questions than answers.
Perhaps.
Do you have any attachments to this ship that we're boarding?
Not particularly.
Okay, good. We're not going to kill anybody, but we are going to take everything.
It's fine with me. I think you're the reason I'm here anyway.
Cool, sit tight. We will be back to this momentarily. I'll go down and check and make sure things are going to plan.
Yeah, I would say so. I need to count how many because I wasn't even paying attention. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19. So it's not even half the sailors that are on theirs. There's 20. Okay, so that'll be 30 in total. I'm just gonna fill this battle map with little sailors. And yeah, with that, it is Winnie, it is your turn. As boarding has commenced.
Winnie would like to hug little Jeffrey close and cast invisibility on herself. And everyone's boarding via the chains right across the, like, there's...
So because you're still in movement, a lot of people are swinging from ropes. A couple of boards are placed across where people can walk across. It's not the sturdiest, so most people are swinging if they're going cross enough. There are a number who are like firing crossbows from your own decks.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least prepared to fire crossbows.
I guess we're gonna risk a board. And what she'd like to do is she wants to get little Jeffrey and her as close as she can to, like, the I know there's a fancy word for it, but the stairs going down into the ship of the Zephyr Magnifique.
Okay, so you're going down into the hold of the Zephyr Bridge.
Yeah, she's curious, man.
All right.
Everyone else has got it covered. She's not a big fancy fighter. She's not helping anybody more than she already has. And little Jeffrey should be invisible too, because she's carrying him. And she's probably got a hand over his mouth, to be honest.
I love how Jeffrey's only an object when we want him to be an object.
It just says carrying. It doesn't say anything about objects.
Right.
I mean, maybe it does.
I think it does. It's fine. He's a homunculus servant. It's fine. He can be invisible for this. Okay, so going below decks then, Wendy, in the middle of this combat, I will give you one thing that you can do as far as kind of like taking your action. So what else? What's the little thing you'd like to add to this? Because I'm guessing invisibility is an action.
Invisibility is an action. I'm taking my movement, which is bolstered by my swiftness potion, and then I will use my bonus action, probably to get me most of the way across the plank, honestly, because it seems a little dodgy. My bonus action is going to be my Boots of the Winding Path, which will teleport me 15 extra feet. So once I'm down, like, inside, I'm looking for that weird heartbeat thing, because, like, that it's unusual, right? Like, you said it in a way that made me think it's not something.
I would say, like, detect magic does not often give off, magical life forms.
Yeah, so I want to know what it is, because, like, little Jeffrey doesn't have a little magical heartbeat, right? It's just his little gem of brightness. So I'm just curious.
Yeah, he doesn't have a heartbeat because he's not alive.
Not yet. Not yet.
It's all just the long game for a Frankenstein's monster. Fantastic. A Winnie of Entrails monster. We will get to what you can detect and all that on your next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Fia, it is your turn. You are above Cross's Mercy.
Wunderbar. Well, it sounds like Scarlet's crew is attacking the other ship. So, you know, I've got the whip out. I've got the armor on. Might as well have a little fun while I'm here. So I'm going to fly back across to the other ship. I think in a straight line. Now, is this still in magical dark? This is in magical darkness. Oh, that's 120 feet. Okay.
Yeah, let me get a circle drawn up there. 15 feet. So I think it's like that. Just about.
Okay. Well, let's go to where I can see in my 45 feet situation. Oh god. Never use Roll20. So I, basically towards that center of the map. I have 40. Well, let's do 90 feet dash. Why not?
So kind of like right in here.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, you may absolutely be above the battle as well, should you like to be.
Yeah, I think I'm like, I'm probably like 10 feet up at this point.
Okay.
Whatever the reach of the, we'll do 10 feet up, sure.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
I believe that's it.
With that, Proximus.
Proximus is going to move again, 80 feet total, using his dash action. I believe it was right here where I... Yeah. So, and he's still above, so he's still flying, probably about 10 feet up from the deck, where he catches eyes with a being that he has never seen before. It throws him off a bit.
Fair.
But he's moving towards the darkness.
All right. Anything you would like to do in addition to that?
Bonus action, Misty Step for 30 more feet of movement. That would get me right. Gosh.
Yeah, the squares are also just 5 feet, so don't trust the ruler. The ruler's going to tell you.
Oh, the ruler's okay.
The ruler's going to say that everyone is 20 feet. That's because I just used the same map for ship.
Oh, gotcha.
So every
So
square
I'm-
is fine.
So I should be at the captain.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to move to the captain directly, and then I think I got moved underneath him, but I'll move right in front of him. So
Okay.
there we go. That is where I want to be, in the darkness, where I belong. And
Alright.
done.
Back to top of the order with Acacia. You feel like there might be some company in this magical darkness now.
I
as you-
hear lots more running feet, probably lots of shouting and such like that.
Oh yeah.
Free action. Yes. Acacia, I am right next to you.
I thought I smelled some salt water. You can see through this. I'm gonna let you and the rest of the crew handle it over here.
It's not even
Sounds
like
good.
running boot sounds. It's like kids running around a pool. It's that pat, 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 that like wet
No,
feet.
I thought he was flying.
He is, but he landed. I mean, he's
I
still
landed. it.
Okay.
Proxima says
Plop, plop.
perpetually soggy toes. That's my fan theory.
Okay. So in that case, now that I know that the crew is here and Proximus, who can actually see through this shit, is here, I'm gonna leave. I think I'm also going to make my way over here towards where Sammy is. Any objections if I drop the anchor? Cool. So I'm going to push my way through everyone. And I'd like to attempt to drop anchor, please.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Dropping anchor is not the hard thing. It's pulling it back up that takes effort. You pull the lever, it releases the chain, and I am going to need everybody who is standing on the Zephyr Majestic to make a dexterity save. If you're
Assuming
flying
that-
above it, that doesn't count.
I'm assuming that includes me. It's fine.
It does. It does.
Can I have advantage since I know I'm doing it?
Yeah, I would say you could brace yourself. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I did say it through the mind link to everybody. Any objections? So
Ooh, natural 20
If that's what you get, you can brace yourself if you heard it through the.
for 27.
Can I also relay giving orders to the House's Mercy?
Yeah, you could drop anchor as well. Yeah, in unison. Sure.
I don't know how I'm gonna get that information to Connery, but
He's just gonna fly by.
spell it.
You've described signals. Yeah.
Just the YMCA over here.
I got an over 20. Oh, I got over
That's
20.
good. Yeah. Yeah, it's a DC 15.
Hopefully he
15,
sees
so-
you.
Okay, I'm going to make just a group roll for each of the types of enemies. Yes and yes. Okay, so the real big dragonborn, which are this guy's called Draconian Dreadnoughts, is what they are listed as. Is the stat block that I'm using. These guys are going to fall prone. These big blue ones. The mages are going to fall prone. The foot soldiers are not. Your crew are going to keep their feet as well. Sammy is flying, Fia is flying, and I will describe what Honey is doing in just a minute. The captain also does fall.
Honey?
Honey was.
I love that. I love that
she
Honey
is.
is involved.
She's
It
like
tracks, though. It absolutely.
We going pirating? Okay, let's go.
right.
I'm really excited. It's been a while.
Okay, so with that, gosh, whose turn was that? It was Acacia's.
Yeah.
The Redemption is going to drop anchor as well. We will count that as their turn. They're not firing cannons because you are not trying to sink the ship.
Wait, I thought it's Cross's Mercy that drops, not the Redemption.
I signaled it for Connery.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah,
never
they
mind.
both will. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
they both will. So Scarlet then, with it being your turn.
I guess I'm boarding the ship.
All right.
All right, time to actually.
I'm interested to see how this will go.
Me too.
I'm going to leave Trosho at the helm of the Redemption. Connery can resist a good fight. And it goes to Constance next, just in case.
I have left Marcus on the ship. He is in charge.
You only noted. Okay. Great. Okay, so boarding the ship is. Would you like to do anything once aboard?
I'm not gonna start swinging swords until somebody does it to me, but I will try
Everybody's
to
fighting. Like that's,
okay,
that's...
cool. I'm gonna try to avoid it and try to make my way to the captain. But I know he is currently in darkness.
Yes.
So.
Well, that also helps you know where he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will at least move closer to where the edge of the darkness lies.
Okay. You may absolutely do that. So yeah, as you take your movement that way, we are going to go to
just bobbing and dodging.
Bobbing and weaving. Oh yeah. Let's see. Marcus is in control of Cross's Mercy. So he is going to just drop anchor as well, as we said. And he is going to at least command those still aboard who are acting as support. Winnie, it is your turn.
Heck yeah, let's go. What do I see?
And I'm not going to do rolls or anything. I should note, I'm not going to do rolls for like the combat. I am more going to do rolls to see like one-on-one. They're pretty equally matched. Who's going to win in a fight, sort of thing. So as the rounds go by, you might see some of these with X's on them. They might be more sailors as well. I want to emphasize that. Winnie, go ahead and roll me for investigation or perception.
Let's do that. Also, I will say, like, still had like one steadying arm around little Jeffrey. You know, when the anchor dropped. What did you say? Perception or investigation?
Or investigation.
No, thank you. Let's do a perception for 19, please.
Okay. With a 19, and you're doing this just mundanely. There's no magical effects or adding to this.
Well, that's a good point you make. I would like to ask, just passively, like when I got down there and let my eyes adjust to whatever light there is.
Mm-hmm. Switch your eye patch over.
Switch my eye patch over. Oh, she'd be so cute with a little eye patch.
We can arrange Winnie losing an eye.
I'm sure we could, probably quite quickly.
I can quick do the art.
Yeah,
you can match Panveer.
Yep.
No, I need the other eye so that we're like opposites.
Oh right.
So when Winnie says yes, she just aye.
Was there anyone obviously down there when I got down there?
Yes, there are. So as you look around, you can see that this
weirdly
ship
just makes a big difference to my.
Well, you are invisible, so I
yeah.
wanted to. They have not obviously seen you, and they did not fall prone when the ship's anchor basically went from 60 to 0. As you look around, there are a number of chests, crates, a lot of goods aboard, a lot of monetary wealth as well. You can see that there is like just literal coins, a lot of them stamped with the stamp of the Terraconian kingdoms. So, you know, the equivalent, everybody uses different like stamps on a gold piece, but a gold piece is a gold piece. But they have a lot of wealth on board. Not sure for exactly what, but there are even some chests that can't contain the amount of wealth that they have in them. There's a lot of that here. There's a lot of standard goods as well. A lot of what you would see in your hold, which is like, you know, the ship repair supplies, things like that. But where you would typically see the infirmary, the door is still there, and there are 2 draconian guards standing with halberds on either side of that door. And that is from behind whatever that door is where you.
Well, what kind of a door is it? Like it's a door, right? Like a That was
It is a wooden door.
Yeah.
It's a door.
You
Yeah,
knew what I was asking.
It's a solid wooden door. It's almost like, I mean, whatever would be behind there, you wouldn't be surprised if it was the Inferno. Like, it's not locked as far as you can tell. There's no, like, bar against it. It's not the brig as far as you can tell.
Fair. No were sharks coming through the door.
Not yet. Not until you take Jeffrey.
And they are completely even. Are they, like, they're paying attention, right, to, like, what's going on?
They are standing on guard, but the interesting thing I would note is this ship is being pirated, and they are not on the top deck. They are guarding whatever is behind them.
Okay. I would like to get up close to them. Does anyone have quietly? And does anyone have is there a key ring? Is there a lock on this door?
Yes, I would say that there is, like, you know, a standard lock. And as you look at them, they both do have a key ring with 3 keys each.
I want to take the key ring.
Okay. A sleight of hand, I would say, with advantage.
$20, 32.
No way that I could ever make them roll in a way that would beat that. Like a ghost, you remove one of the key rings.
Like a ghost hugging a were shark.
Yes?
I gotta, otherwise he's not invisible anymore, so.
I suppose. Anything else for your turn?
I'm going to just scoot over a little bit quietly, and I will hold an action if, for some reason, any of them try to attack me. I would like to just shocking. I would just like to turn into a gaseous form. Let's be smart
as
about
far as you're
this.
aware, you have not been noticed. I mean, you are literally invisible.
Yes,
And they do not have,
I'm just
as
saying,
far as
like,
you can tell.
if for some reason between now and my next turn they do decide to somehow discover me, I don't know what they've got. Maybe they got stuff.
Is gaseous form a reaction?
No, I thought I was holding my action. Oh,
You can, but what I'm saying is, if you hold your action and it doesn't happen, you lose that next action.
yes.
Right? It's an if-then scenario. So I'm just presenting that it's very unlikely.
Also, picking
that
the
they will-
pocket was probably my action, so no, I'm just going
It
to
was.
hang out.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. With that, then, we are getting close to the end of the episode, but we'll just come back when we come back. But we are at Fia. Fia, you are above the fracas. I should stop calling it that because there is a ship called the fracas. But you are above the battle ongoing. Sailors from all 3 ships going at it. These big, hefty boys are swinging some pretty big blades around and doing some damage. So you can see that there are sailors dropping from both sides. You are 10 feet above. What would you like to do? You're muted. I know. I should let you talk the whole time. It's such a lovely
No, it's
voice.
fine. I would love to get within striking distance, which is 10 feet, of one of these dragon folk that is close to me, because we're in a fray. It's fine. Here's my question: do they don't know? As far as they're concerned, I'm still, like, with them on their ship.
As far as they know, you are still a harbinger, which is neither it's never a good
Right.
thing. Yeah, I would say that they don't necessarily think that you've, like, switched sides or anything,
Okay.
but I don't think they ever counted on you, like, being on their side.
Well,
I think we established, like, the only reason you're on this ship is because
Right.
it's considered such bad luck to turn a harbinger down.
It is bad luck, especially me. there's a lot of ill omens, and it's just anyway. The reason I ask, I'm gonna try and hit one of them. First, and I'm wondering if because they may not know that I am at all associated with this other ship, if it might count for being sneaky at all.
Oh yes, I would count
Perfection.
this. Yes.
Great. Okay, excellent. You know, it would be great if I rolled better though for that attack. Which would be
Nobody
gosh.
expects the Harpy Inquisition.
nobody. Does a 13 hit? Probably not.
That depends on which one you're hitting. So we have the regular ones, the regular guards are the ones with the black icon. Orange and white are mages, and then the big boys are the dreadnoughts. You technically could aim at any of them. Let's see if you would hit any. You would hit a mage if you would like to hit a mage.
I would love to hit a mage.
Go ahead.
Perfection. Great. So that's going to be for all of the fun damaginess. That is, I can math. 11 from the whippets. Nope, that's wrong. That's totally wrong. No, that's right. 11 from the whip itself, with an additional 2 points of sneak attack damage, and 4 points of cold damage from the whip, from the Crimson Right.
17 points in total.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it again.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah,
have
please
2
do.
attacks.
Yeah.
That's worse. That's not going to hit.
Are you rolling with advantage because these are technically sneak attacks?
The second time it wouldn't be, though. Would it, right? Correct?
I mean, it's still in the same turn. You know, that I'd count them both.
All right, then
Your turn itself is what is sneaky.
Strangely enough, that's even worse. So, no.
Okay. All right. 17
I would be
points
a
of damage is
natural
still...
1 on. Well, actually, it was a 1 and a 2. So, you know, we're just gonna.
Nothing.
Going great.
17 points. Nothing. Turn your nose up at.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and round out this turn order so we can start nice and fresh next time. Proximus, what would you like?
Proximus is going to grapple the captain. Now you are muted.
I'm sorry. Yes, I said yes, absolutely. He does not see it coming. You may absolutely do that. Let's go ahead and do a strength contest. Strong are you? Oh, you're not strong at all.
If there's one thing that Proximus is strong.
I rolled a 15.
That's a natural 20, so that is a 24.
In the darkness, you are able to grapple this captain. What is this? Is this like the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s where you just wrap your arms around him? Or
it is definitely like a arm underneath the armpit, and then the glaive comes up around his neck.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
From behind. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I am going to get rid of darkness as my bonus action, and yell at the crew. I have your captain. Lay down your arms. Now.
Okay. Proximus.
And I can use intimidation if you would like.
You may absolutely use intimidation.
That is a +5, so of course. 19 + 5, that's 24. So I'm intimidating as many as of the Dragonborn that I can see or that can hear me. I wish I had thaumaturgy.
I mean, even so, you're kind of standing above everybody. You've just dropped darkness. Proximus, let me see how many there are first. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
Oh.
And let's see how many of them, because that was successful. I want to see how many that you got. I think we might have a majority.
1.
1? Okay. roll with advantage. That's a 1 won't do.
Oh gosh. Oh, that is an 8.
Nate.
That's better.
Okay. I am going to say that yes, you absolutely do get. I'm not sure how I want to mark these guys. You get 8 of these sailors. Is that gonna? See if I can. We'll give them the little green dots if they're going to give up.
Oh yeah.
2, 3. We'll take out. Actually, the mage just got hit. I don't think they're really wanting to give up just yet. So they might be one of the 4. Okay, I'm going to mark the 8. That's where we're going to end for the day. I'm not going to make you all sit here and watch me as I click little green circles on everybody. We will come back to combat. What little of it is left, as Proximus has just convinced half of this battle to give up. Fantastic! You all are absolutely wonderful. This is great. We'll wrap up this combat. Get some more Fia next time as well. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for spending this time with us. It's a lot. Before we go around and have these little people say about themselves, where you can find them, I do want to reiterate, support this cast in our Pally, tips to our Pally. You can find it over in chat. Evenly distributes whatever you tip, doesn't take the cut that Twitch does. It's a fantastic way of showing any support that you are able to give, and it's very much appreciated. And for me, speaking for Sword and Key, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for consuming this media however you choose to consume it. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot. You know, we tell these stories so that other people can enjoy them as well. Otherwise, I'd be sitting at a table with no king. That all said, let's go ahead and go around, say more about some places where people can find you. So, Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hello, I am Mare. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Archmage of Dice. Thank you for joining us for this lovely, lovely game of Horizons Call tonight. You can find me here every Saturday playing Acacia, your rogue druid. And tomorrow, 6 p.m. over on Neon Lights Roleplay, will be the finale of my Printweaver Pillars of Ink game. We unfortunately had to cancel it last week due to weather hating one of my players and completely knocking out his entire power in the neighborhood. So we're finishing it up this week instead, so hop on over there. And on Wednesdays, for the next 3 Wednesdays, you can find me running Magical Kitties and the Creepy Caper Mysteries, which is a Magical Kitties Save the Day game, raising money for JDRF International as part of Team SideQuest's August fundraiser. So check us out. And in September, on September 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be running another Magical Kitties Save the Day game to raise money for Extra Life over on at Valdrian's channel. That's all I got.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mare. Eva, if you don't mind.
I do not. Hi, hello. I am Eva. I have had the joy of playing Winnie tonight, and you can find me currently on Twitter at the Eva Serrate. I believe a couple other places at just Eva Serrate. Erratically posting random stuff. You will also find me on Valdrian's channel September 1st.
I think you're the 3rd.
First.
Oh, you're Friday, the day before me.
Yes.
Yeah, first.
The 1st at 8 a.m. Pacific. So early. Where I will be joined by Lady Dame, and we will be doing Boy Problems, a Carly Rae Jepsen Lasers and Feelings game. So that's going to be super exciting. One shot for charity. Extra Life. Words. That's it for me.
Thank you, Eva. Our fantastic guest, just mentioned, LD.
Oh, hello, it's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame, or LD. You can find me everywhere that's important on the internet at the Lady Dame. I am a late night variety Twitch streamer and an occasional TTRPG role player. And I stream on my own channel Sunday nights, Monday during the day, and Tuesday nights, where I do a lot of visual novels, indie games, and also currently in the middle of a Dragon Age playthrough. I am mostly, for this month, I'm gonna be here every Saturday. You're gonna get to see my face in the which side? That other side. And that, whatever. Hot Fia. I'm excited for her to get to meet the rest of the crew. I've been dying for this moment for a long time, so I appreciate y'all letting me come and play with you. Let's see what else. Oh, as mentioned, I'll be over on Valdrian's channel on September 1st at ridiculously early in the morning Pacific, playing in Boy Problems. As a huge Carly Rae Jepsen fan, I am so excited about this. You have no idea. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's important. That's kind of what I got going on right now. I have the month of August completely off. So, if you are in need of a last minute guest, hey, hit your girl up. Except on Saturdays. I'm quite busy on Saturdays. But other than that, yeah, here I am. That's me. Oh, you can find me everywhere at the Lady Dame, including the Blue Sky app. Yeah. Should say. Here we go.
We'll be there one of those days.
Soon.
Thank you, LD.
Waiting on
Michael.
Hi, fam. I'm Michael. I was playing Proximus. He, him pronouns, just doing my thing. And also, hey, you can find me at Michael Sandoval on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. Soon, other places, but that will be announced. That'll just be thrown on my Twitter and then jump over to other platforms like everyone else. I do some art and things, and hopefully sometime maybe some art along with some people on this channel or something. Maybe we can do maybe we can make that happen with Marcus Ash art. That would be fun.
The gas.
Derek's like, damn it, I gotta do something.
Gasping, salivating. Yes, there's
let's
the
draw
reactions.
together.
Would love
Anyway, I thought I'd put everybody on the spot, but yeah, that's where you can find me, and thanks for having me.
Please check out more of Michael's artwork. He has been incredible enough to do the artwork for all these characters, including a lot of NPCs, including a lot of guest PCs that have come back. And I want to feature his art so very much all the time, literally always. But please go and support him. Last, absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I'm many faces in many places in the TTRPG space, as well as painting on my own channel. I have been your wonderful murder mermaid, Scarlet Shores, today. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at KMC_. You can find me on Blue Sky at KMC, all spelled out the way it sounds. Yeah, I do things. I do cool things. As I bother Derek with the 10,000 questions in between now and next Saturday.
Can't wait. Kaila does amazing things. You should check out Kaila whenever she does deign to stream and does some painting of miniatures, especially those miniatures that are somewhat connected to Scarlet.
Wait, speaking of, I have...
I figured you might.
I
See?
literally have.
It's incredible. It's so good. I could never. I'm always in awe of that. Please go check out all of these amazing people. Support them in any way you can. Follow them places. Support their artwork. Support their creative endeavors. They are all incredible people who make incredible things. Personally, for myself, I don't make shit. My name's Derek Sword. I have been your GM. I'm just... I use he, him pronouns. If you want to follow me, I mostly just post through other social medias, but if you want to follow me personally, it's still Twitter, unfortunately, dsword16. I do have a beacon, so you can find all my stuff through there. Most of it leads you to the projects that I do, so I highly recommend you follow Sword and Key. We are on Twitter, sword_and_key. We are on Instagram, same dang thing. We do have a beacon, so you can find all our stuff there, beacons.ai/sword and key. You can also find all of our pallies there as well for any ongoing games. Support our cast even when the game isn't happening. It's just paid forward to the next one. It's a great way to show your support. Please go follow Sword and Key anywhere you can. We're trying to post as regularly as possible. And as far as Sword and Key stuff coming up, let me pull up my calendar. So, as Mare said, the next thing coming up here is Magical Kitty Save the Day, which is at 4 p.m. on the 9th. Mare is amazing enough to run that, and it's 4 p.m. Pacific time, I should say, 7 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check that out. We do have a new episode of Monster Crush, which is a podcast that I do with my friend Heavenly, where we talk about cryptids and creatures, and how smoochable they are and how sexy Mothman is. That episode's coming up. We're on episode 61. That's episode 69. So strap in, strap on. But Monster Crush will have a new episode out tomorrow, and the next episode that will be out on the 20th. We still have Brindlewood Bay, which is out every other Sunday. The next episode of that will be on the 13th. It is 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Brindlewood Bay is a fantastic game that also Eva in it, and is like Murder, She Wrote meets Call of Cthulhu. It's phenomenal. Great cast of that. We will have some more applications out soon for upcoming games. Once I can get more of a regular schedule, I will be running some more stuff as well. So keep an eye out. You can also join our Discord through our beacons. And I believe you can join that through our Twitter as well. And we always post everything there. We typically post applications there first. And it's a great way to be part of our games. So keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. And we'll be back at it before long. Because I guarantee you, we're doing some Halloween stuff. I need to get those applications out for that as well. So keep an eye out. We're going to have a great time. Thanks for hanging out with us as long as you did. Thanks for joining us this time. We are going to raid the initiative order. They are playing Root, which is a game that I personally love. It has some heavy Redwall feels. So go show them some love. And until next time, Horizon's Call. We'll be back next Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back with the incredible Lady Dame. So until then, fair winds and following sails. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.
There it is.
Told myself I wouldn't mess that up.
Proud
Take
of
care
you.
of yourselves. Bye.